You know, since I've got a couple of e-bikes, I've really thought about this a lot. Do e-bikes last, and are they dependable in the long run? Today we're going to look at the ONEBOT T6F, the ENGWE Engine Pro, and the SENADA Mayor. And we're going to see, are they any good and do they last? One of them is like a 2-year follow-up, the other one's a 1-year follow-up, and we'll see how they perform. And that's coming right up. Okay, so the first bike that we're looking at today is the ONEBOT T6F. It was the first e-bike that I ever got. I got it in April of 2023, so it's 2 years old. And after 2 years, how has this bike held up? Well, I can tell you, it's got a 350 watt rear hub motor, 48 volt, 7.8 amp hour battery on it. It gets up to about 16 miles per hour, which is good enough for me. And it's been flawless. I've clocked about 600 miles on this bike, which is not a whole lot when you think of 2 years. But then again, my daughter, she doesn't ride it around a whole lot. But I do take this bike out very frequently, and it runs exactly as I expected to. The longevity has been fine. The brakes have been fine on this, the motor's been fine, the battery charger, the battery itself, everything has been fine on this e-bike. Now, I know that the T6F is getting hard to find now, but I even had somebody comment a couple days ago on my original video review of this bike saying that it's a piece of junk. They had to replace the rear tire. After they did that, the screen went bad. Well, if the screen goes bad after you work on something, there is a pretty big possibility that that has something to do with you, and maybe you did something incorrectly when you were putting that rear hub motor back on, and that's what caused the problems. But you can't blame it on the bike manufacturer. Now, if they're slow to respond to you, that's on ONEBOT. But as far as I'm concerned, when you look at these e-bikes and how they last and how they ride and longevity, that's really been the thing for me, because with this ONEBOT T6F being my first e-bike ever, I had to really think about, wow, how long are these things going to last? Because it was something that was new to me in reviewing an e-bike. But I can tell you that after 2 years of use and charging, and no issues with the battery, no issues with anything. I mean, the motor still works fine. It's only got 3 pedal assist modes on it, but the first one is actually, it gets you about 6 miles an hour. Pedal assist 3 will get you up to 16, which is what I'm doing right now. This is full speed. It's got a 6-speed Shimano shifter, and it's a good bike. 4-inch fat tires. It runs very, very well. So in my opinion, yes. For e-bikes, and you know, there's some name brand ones, and I'll talk about that ENGWE, because ENGWE is, if you're going to talk about e-bikes, that's probably the most well-known brand of e-bikes is ENGWE. And when you look at this one here, it was kind of a no-name brand, ONEBOT. It works just fine. The technology kind of goes from one bike to the other. From my understanding, there's only 2 major manufacturers of these e-bikes. And if all of these e-bikes are coming out of the same manufacturing facility, a lot of the components are going to be shared from one to the other. So that's something to kind of keep in mind. All right, now the next e-bike, the ENGWE Engine Pro. Yes, now this is the first e-bike that I had that actually had hydraulic brakes on it. And I will tell you, hydraulic brakes is a massive difference between hydraulic and mechanical brakes. The hydraulic brakes, they just work so well. And this little dude right here will actually get up and go. I mean, it just wants to go. It's got 5 speed levels on it, and it will get almost to 30 miles an hour. And being a T-handle bike, and what I mean by T-handle is that top handle is in a T-shape as opposed to the conventional bicycle that has your regular handlebars. But this dude will get up and go. And this is another bike, 4-inch knobby fat tires on it. It runs extremely well. I've had no problems with this bike either. And you know, ENGWE, like I said, is kind of known for the bikes that they make and the quality that goes into them. And I'm not saying that these other e-bikes don't have quality, they do, but this ENGWE, I tell you, it is just such a good little runner. And you have to really keep your eye on what you're doing, because this thing, when you give it throttle, it just wants to go. Now on the ONEBOT T6F, it has the twist throttle, where this one's got a thumb throttle on it, where you push on the thumb throttle, and as you give it more thumb throttle, obviously the quicker that it's going to go. This one here, also no charging problems. The charger works just fine. The rear hub motor had no issues with it. Brakes, no issues with it. No issues with the screen. I mean, it just does what it's intended to do, and it's intended to just ride and have fun with it. And if you need pedal assisting, you know what? That's a nice way to get some exercise and still have the ability to have a motor give you a little bit of a helping hand if you're going up a tight hill. Because, you know, as we get older, and these fat tire bikes, they're not easy to pedal, especially the bigger ones. But, and speaking of bigger ones, that'll be the next bike that I show you. But even the bigger ones, I mean, you got to put some effort into it. It's not like a regular touring bike. Okay, we'll give her full throttle, see how it does. It just keeps on pulling. 24, 26. 28, yeah, you kind of get the picture. This thing wants to get up and go. And let me tell you, when you're talking about 28 miles an hour on an e-bike, that is scooting. And you know, this one here, you've got the adjustable front forks on it, and then you've got that mid-frame shock dots on it that really helps with the suspension. So it's a really comfortable riding bike. And out of all the e-bikes that I've had, this is the one that my wife really liked, because she said she likes the handlebars on it because they're up tight, or they're up nice and high, to where she doesn't feel like that she's actually leaning forward on it. She's can ride it comfortably. So that is a good thing about this bike. And now we get past this telephone pole, and now we'll get on to the next bike and see how its longevity was. All right, so if you saw my short that I put up a couple of days ago, I talked about, do e-bikes, do they last? And this one here, I've had for a year, and I've clocked over 1,000 miles on this e-bike. And how did it last? Well, this is the SENADA Mayor series, and this is a very big bike. This one here's got 4-inch fat tires on it, but 26-inch rims. So it's a nice tall tire. And this dude, for such a big bike, this one gets up and goes. Now, as fun as the ENGWE is, this one here seems to have a little bit more torque to it, because it will just want to go. There's a little bit of a lag on it whenever you're hitting the thumb throttle. It waits just a second and slowly starts to engage, and then the pull is just constant with it. It has the 7-speed Shimano shifter, and this one here, it does not have hydraulic brakes. If there was any one thing I would ding about this bike, being that how large that it is and how fast that this bike is. I mean, when you consider an e-bike that goes 30 miles an hour, and I've had it up to 31 miles an hour before, and it's a big bike, having hydraulic brakes is definitely something that would have been really nice. Right now I am cruising along at 30 miles per hour, and it just rides so good. And it's a bigger bike, and you know, I'm 6'6", so it gives me the ability to get on here and ride in a little bit more of a comfortable stance. And plus, you know, I guess big guys want a big bike, so this is the bike that I'm using. So after 1,000 miles with this one, this is the thing that really impresses me about this SENADA bike. And I think it has to do with the tires that are on it. Because after 1,000 miles, the tires still look pretty darn new on it. I mean, if you look at it, it's still got a lot of knob left on it. And I would think that I would be able to probably get a good 3,000 miles out of the tires on this one. And I would say strictly because this one here, since the diameter of the rims are so large, that it would give me a little bit more miles of wear on the tires. But like I said, that's just because of the diameter of the rims. Gotta slow down, gotta be careful, gotta wear your helmet. My city that I live in, since all of the kids now seem to be riding e-bikes, the city council is looking to ban e-bikes for kids, because I will tell you, some of these kids are riding the ones that look like dirt bikes, and those dirt bike ones will go 50 miles an hour. And I've seen these kids, we're talking middle schoolers that go to the same middle school that my daughter goes to, and they're out there scooting along 40, 50 miles an hour on a sidewalk, which is very dangerous for a teenager. I mean, it's dangerous for an adult. I don't want to be on an e-bike going 50 miles an hour with shorts on and just a t-shirt. I guarantee you I'm going to get a pretty good road rash, but at least I do wear a helmet. And that's probably one of the things that I would tell anybody. If you're riding an e-bike, get a helmet. Do not ride an e-bike without one. So at the end of the day, does it answer the question whether that these e-bikes are able to last a long time? You know, I think that they do, no matter what brand it is that you get, because I think that the way that they're made, as long as you take care of an e-bike the same way that you would with any other bike, you're going to get a lot of wear out of it. So in my opinion, all these bikes are all very good, so you should be able to purchase them without any worry or reservation. Product links down in the description below to everything, from the bikes to the cameras that I used on this video, and I'll catch you in the next review or update. Bye.